Okay, good morning. We are John and Hilde from Tuntrelife, and part of the mission at Tuntrelife is to help people live their ultimate lifestyle. So we're hoping that this interview today with Sudha will accomplish that. Hilde?
Yes, I'm so excited to have you here today, or we are so excited to have you here today, Sudha, because we absolutely love your music.
Yes.
It's given me so much, and I feel your singing is so high vibrational, and it really takes me into peace and bliss and such a deep state of love. And I feel, it's very high vibrational. I feel very cosmic for hearing your song. And I just want to share this with we want to share this with Tuntrelife readers, so that we can, everybody can get to hear your beautiful voice and benefit like we have done. And I have some really great memories also with your singing from the Tantra courses I've taken. We would always play your songs, like in the different meditations we did. So I have really good memories also. And so we have given you like a small introduction now about who is Sudha for you sing, and how did you start sing? Like, how did you sing all your childhood, or that came later?
Well, I think we probably all of us sang in our childhood. At least that's what I feel like. What I get as feedback in the workshops that I'm doing is that most of us kind of very carefree were singing through our childhood until maybe some experience of someone saying, you're not singing the right note, or you're not singing very nicely, or your voice is not very nice, and then we all start to close down. I didn't quite have such a harsh experience, but I was always very singing whatever I was doing instead of talking it. And of course, coming into teenage years and suddenly becoming much more self-conscious and comparing my voice to other people's voices, I always felt my voice is so boring. It's not got that kind of rock and roll, cool style. So I'm not really a singer. And so I had quite a lot of years like that. Still enjoying singing and singing in choirs and as a backup singer. And then somehow life wanted me to come back into singing again, and through different events, microphones were put in front of me. And especially being with a musician who was like, you can sing, you sing on this. Okay. And suddenly found my voice from another perspective. And also found my voice more as a using my voice more as a prayer. It became more of the prayer in the song became more important than the performance in the song, so to speak. So it kind of went from thinking I had to sound in a specific way to be cool, or to sound as the current sound was meant to sound, to actually my song is just my offering. My song is my way of connecting to spirit.
I can see that your song has something magical about it. It has magical qualities of healing. And but how did that change, like that transformation? What inspired that, or how did you go into that direction?
It sort of happened gradually, because, I guess I've always been curious about the mysteries of the world and what's between heaven and earth, and what is it that we can't see, and spirituality. And so when I really started investigating that in my early 20s, there was also a lot of music in that world, and mantras from different traditions, heart dances that had songs, so Sufi songs, and songs from different parts of the world that in one way or another are an expression of prayer. And so starting to to use my voice in that context. I was like, oh, this is where it's like coming home. This is where my voice feels at home in. You know, I'm not meant to be a rock star. I'm not meant to be a pop star. But this kind of music feels really natural for my being. And then suddenly having the feedback from people that they really felt touched, which was very kind of strange first, because I always have a lot of people crying. Oh no, people are crying. What's happening? But I started to go, oh, okay, that's an okay thing. It's because they're touched. It's because the music and the voice has some kind of healing quality. And, oh, maybe that's my way then. Maybe that is where I'm meant to go with this, and then just been exploring it further, you know, and through different experiences, deepening my own journey and trying to come from more and more of an authentic place and stepping personality-wise more and more out of the way. So whatever wants to come through has a more clear channel, I suppose. Something like that.
We both kind of have used your music for meditations. You know, we love the mantras and stuff. Can you talk a little bit about just, you know, your inspiration for that, or how you started getting into that type of music? Or
yeah, absolutely. So on the very first album that came out 2004, Planet Love, that has Hawaiian songs, some Native American chants, and some Sufi chants, and those are songs that I kind of picked up in different festival settings, or, you know, in different places where I would go and participate. And also I went to Hawaii and experienced the Hawaiian hula there and was absolutely blown away by the beauty of that. So that was the inspiration for the Hawaiian songs. So that was kind of the first entrance into music with words from very, very different cultures. And then in 2006, I went to India, down to the Oneness University in the south of India, and went through a process there. And so the next album, Sharanam, which is all Sanskrit mantras, is very inspired and dedicated to that process. Was quite a magical journey of 21 days being in silence and all sorts of unexplainable things happening, and falling sort of even deeper into some space of oneness that, you know, not constantly in, but finding that, wow, when I do sit down and tune in and sing these mantras, everything else can just fall away. And that is my best way of meditating. So that really was the inspiration. And remember when we recorded that album, it was also very much that space of really diving into deep meditation and an intention of healing for, you know, whatever comes out through my mouth and into the microphone and down through the cables and into the computer, and that long process before someone puts on a CD somewhere else in the world. I want to infuse that with as much love and healing intention as possible, so that it can do something good in the world other than just be a nice experience for me. Because I love, you know, it's great for me, but even if it has a beneficial effect on someone else, that's an absolute bonus. So that was the second album's inspiration. And then it's kind of just life deepening with different journeys, plant medicine ceremonies that have opened up other doors, unlocked different portals for interesting things to come through. And so it's like a never ending, like, ooh, I'm just curious, what will the next thing be that's gonna happen?
Yeah, but I can see that you're very inspired by the different cultures and the different spiritual traditions in the world. And I'm wondering, you know, like, because I know you live in Ireland, so how does that influence you with the Irish traditions? And they have also such a strong musical tradition there.
Very. Yeah, I mean, the Celtic music is just the sound of one pipe or a tin whistle or a violin in just that kind of Celtic scale. Just a few notes will get my whole body going, and the hair standing up on my arms, and it's so beautiful. And the language is like a magical elfin language. It's such a mysterious, I mean, it sounds like nothing else. It's also very ancient, like Sanskrit.
Yes, it has this otherworldly meaning to it. It really does.
Yeah.
And it just touches something really deep in me. So I'm very inspired by that and by living there. I haven't dived enough into it yet, but even just the landscape. You know, there's so many thousands of years old sacred sites that are just sitting there and playing my drum or my ukulele. Just feels like openings, portals between realms. And absolutely the next album that I'm slowly working on will have influences from that culture for sure, and also influences from the Nordic, the Danish. I feel like I've kind of been around out in the world, done songs from all over, and now I'm landing in Ireland and maybe heading back to Scandinavia and coming a bit more back to my biological roots, anyway, to my heritage, and that is just has a different. It plays on some different heartstrings.
I would love to see you explore into the Sami tradition of yoik as well. And you've already done the North American native songs. So they have some similarities, and way over into Siberia also.
And I've also been thinking about Greenland and the Inuit people there, wondering what kind of chants and songs is in their tradition. So there's so many things to explore still. You know, it's like endless material in this world.
We can't wait for that to come out.
Yeah, me neither. I have to do a little bit of crowdfunding first, and then we'll get to the actual production of things. Also, more English lyric songs have come up, which is again is a different. It touches a different place in us, I think, when we understand the lyrics. Mantras are so beautiful for this kind of. We don't have any association really to the words because it's not a language that we're brought up with. So it kind of just empties the mind a little bit more easy. But I find that when I hear songs with English lyrics or Danish lyrics or a language that I am familiar with, it can touch more in the heart. It's more of an emotional experience to listen to.
And that's beautiful, the way you're explaining that, yeah. And you've been talking also a little bit about how the songs activate your body, but do you want to talk more about it in the sense of bringing in the chakras also? And do you feel that the songs activate your chakras? I think, did you freeze, Sudha? Yes. So you were talking a bit of how you feel that the singing influences your body. Can you tell us more about how it activates your chakras and how song can activate your body?
Yeah. So first of all, sound is so powerful. I mean, even science is catching up to that fact. Like, wow, sound currents and vibrations of sound can really move quite big things, or it can have quite a big effect. So in the workshops that I do, which are quite different to the concerts, we work more with the intention and the healing power of sound that we can make with our own voice. Because of course it's lovely to go and have a gong bath and let someone else bathe you in sound, but we actually carry around this instrument with us everywhere we go. No, we don't have to pay for luggage. It just is kind of coming with us. And this, you can use the voice in so many beautiful ways. Like, just this, where to start? It's such a huge, massive, big subject. But like, for instance, in the workshops, we always started with a meditation where we chant the seed mantras for the chakras to activate those energy centers in the body. So with each chakra, there's a sound corresponding to that place, and making that sound and really directing it from that place in your body really clears the space and really gives you like a shower from the inside out. It's like a sound bath from the inside out. And that sort of readies us in the workshop space for diving into using our voice in a more intuitive way. So that is kind of the most technical thing that we do in the workshop. It's like going through these different sounds and getting the body ready, getting the mind and spirit kind of calm, so we can really dive into this authentic space. Just because I think that is where the healing comes from. We all have this healing song in us when we come from that pure space of my intention is just love. And then whatever sound we make from there will just have a healing effect, first of all, on ourselves, and very possibly of those in the vicinity that are listening. And it's very, very beautiful to see the transformation just over a couple of hours in the workshop. When people are arriving, they may be not quite sure what they've signed up for. They think, oh, we're going to sing some mantras. And suddenly we've done this meditation and they realize, oh, now it's an open space. Now I just have to tune into my truth right now of what do I sound like? Is it a deep, growly sound? Is it a high-pitched? Is it soft? Is it big? I really encourage people to not be afraid. You know, don't hold anything back, but also don't push anything that's not true for you. And it ends up being this most incredible symphony of like 40 people all singing their true song in that moment, weaving together all these sounds. And being in that sound vibration is just makes the hair stand up on my arms. That's a sound bath and a half. I tell you, that's very beautiful to see. And very naturally, it releases, you know, we have all these tensions sitting in our throat chakra. We have all these things we've held back, all these things we didn't dare to say, all this we didn't dare to express really how we really felt in that moment. It's just without having to analyze it and going, oh, that's because this person said that, or I did this, or we can just sing it. We can just sing it free, just with our sound in this moment. And I'm more and more doing these workshops because it's just, I show up, I have no idea what's going to happen. Nobody has any idea of what's going to happen because it's happening in the moment. I know we'll start with this meditation that really anchors us, that sort of gets our body, our energy body ready, because we've kind of cleared all the channels out with these sounds. Very powerful. And then we take it from there. Then we sing from that silence. You know, like really go deep into silence and see what wants to come right now, and wait till it comes, not kind of force anything. And that's so much fun. That's just an adventure every time. I really, really love doing that kind of work, and to see the liberation, the empowerment in people. Like, wow, I never knew my voice could sound like this, or I never knew I had this power, or I never knew I had this softness. You know, it's really magical.
Amazing.
And the thing of how sound literally changes the structure of our molecules, you know. So if, especially water, they've done all these experiments with looking at water molecules through microscopes, and they've played harmonious, beautiful music to it and seen how it creates beautiful structures. And I think we're 70% water. So I'm just imagining, wow, if we align all those water molecules in our body to a really harmonious and beautiful structure with our own sound, that can only be healing. I mean, that
It is very.
I haven't checked it with the microscope, but I'm certain that is going to be very beneficial for us.
I can see that the students coming to your classes must be feeling very uplifted and upgraded, even, you know, like after
Yeah.
course, because it is healing. It is really very deep chakra work that goes on. And you feel
and we do it without a lot of analyzing it or explaining too much, kind of very childlike, because we are naturally doing that as children. So I always feel like just experiencing what does it do to me, rather than me putting a lot of words onto what people should expect or what kind of experience they should have, because I don't know. Everyone will have the experience they are having. I can't know to begin with what it's going to be.
Well, it's kind of like peeling an onion, isn't it? Like everybody will have a different layer that they need to peel, and the body kind of knows this intuitively. It's also very fascinating how the body just goes in there and it does what it has to do. Knows exactly where to heal.
And it's with so many things in life that our body, we're sovereign beings. We do know, but we have just been so used to giving authority to doctors or therapists or people outside ourselves, shamans. But you know, we do know. We just have to
trust
take time to dive into our own wisdom.
So beautiful.
Yes, I'm sure that the workshops are amazing. I'm sure.
Yes.
You will
a lot of fun.
Norway and do one.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, God,
that is absolutely on our mind now.
Absolutely.
To get you here at some point.
Yeah.
And we should start wrapping it up, but at the end, you know, because Tuntrelife is all about twin flame lifestyle also. So it would be great to hear your thoughts on like twin flame. And do you have any juicy stories to tell about this?
On that particular subject, I'm afraid I'm very, very boring. If I have a twin flame, that person is yet to present itself to me. At the moment, I'm just very, very happy doing this work, and I'm very, very happy being a mother of a 10-year-old daughter. So that takes up a lot of my energy and time to juggle being a single parent and this kind of work as well, and trying to weave the two together. And also my daughter is one of my great inspirations, particularly for the workshop work, because when she was born and she also started singing as soon as she could use her voice, like, oh yeah, that is that pure space where you're not singing to please anybody else, just for your own enjoyment. So that was actually, she was what sparked this whole, let's try and dive back into that innocence, using your voice.
To find the inner voice and really delve into that. It's super powerful and very important.
So on the twin flame thing, I'm blank. I look forward to maybe one day experiencing that. I'm not I'm open to it, let's say, but I don't have any
Yeah.
juicy stories on the subject. I'm sorry to disappoint.
Maybe your twin flame will see this interview.
Yes.
Yeah. I have been very blessed to have had lots of beautiful partners in my life, and I bow to all the lessons and all the beautiful moments shared and all the hardships as well. So thank you, all of you.
Very wise. Yeah.
Anyone's watching.
That's very wise. And thank you, Sudha, for
Yes.
being such a sport and doing the interview.
For
And
taking-
Oh,
Loved.
super good fun.
yeah, we just loved it. So thank you so much.
I am so happy to have had this chat with you. Thank you.
Thank you, and take
so
care.
much. Namaste.